Hi guys, welcome to Daddy and the Don. This week we're going to be previewing Man United v Liverpool. It's the big one. We've got Man United fan Shahan here to talk us through how this game's going to go. And we're also going to be hearing from Liverpool fan Ren a bit later in the show. So we'll start off with Shahan. So Shahan, thanks for coming on, mate. So we're going to start off with your last outing, which was a 4-2 loss to Leicester. Obviously a very disappointing result. But it's been a run of disappointing results of late, really, hasn't it? It's not really got going. So talk me through a little bit how that's happened. What's the problem? Were you ever in good form, or is it just something that's come about recently? What's going on here, mate?
Thank you for having me on the show, Daddy and the Don. Yeah, last game, what can I say? 4-2, Leicester, well deserved win for them. 4-2, I think it could have been even 6-7 if it wasn't for De Gea. What can I say? I think Ole, he's confused. He's not a top manager, obviously. He's a legend of the club, so for the fans, it is going to hurt seeing him go. However, I think we need a change. Last few games, I think there has been one or two games where we have shown some spark, but it's not consistent. It's all over the place right now. It's up and down, and I still don't think Ole knows the right formation, the right players to put out, and the right players to put out against what right team. But I just think Ole he's done his time, getting lucky here and then, tight margin wins when we should be winning 4-3-0. But it's a tough one, to be honest.
So looking at your summer signings, obviously at the time when you got Sancho, you got Varane, there was talk of Haaland, but then you got Ronaldo on deadline day. Me looking at that as a neutral was thinking, well, that's all the missing pieces now. That United are going to be a serious title contender. But why do you think it hasn't worked out? They haven't gelled? Because you came fourth last year. It doesn't look like you're going to be finishing much higher than that, if anything. So what's actually happened? I think personally you're a holding mid, like a top quality holding mid, like N'Golo Kante, away from having a good team. So what's your opinions on this, mate? What's going on with the signings?
Yeah, regarding the team, to be honest, player-wise, I've always said this. We've got one of the best teams in the league. We've got top quality players in every position. However, there's just no gel there. It's just all over the place right now. I can see that the players they don't wanna give it all for the manager right now. It's just very bland. There's just no interest. It's not like back in the days, 2008 days, where we had top class players at that time, and everyone's just giving 110% when they put on that Man United kit. But right now, it just looks like players are just there right now, just earning their wage and going home. I think there definitely needs to be. You've hit the nail on the head with the holding midfielder. Still don't have one. We've just got OAPs in that position and Fred. Someone like Kante would be amazing. He could hold that whole back line and just right in front of them, and he could play them balls out left, right, center. But yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. Like I said, I think we're one holding midfield away, but then again, I think we need to bring in a top quality manager, and he needs to just sort this team out.
So just focusing on your manager briefly, Shahan. So you've got a tough run of games coming up in your next 6. So is Ollie still at the wheel? And if he is, what's he got to do in those games to remain at the wheel? Because, like I said, there's some really tough teams coming up. The way you're playing, it's not boding well. So is he technically in must-win territory now, or will he be given a bit of time for these players to gel and get to the next window?
To be honest, I can see Ole being given time, especially with all these fixtures you just said coming up. This is where it will really show if he is the man. Everyone has said these next few games are going to be crucial for Ole, and I agree with that. To be honest, is he at the wheel so far after that Leicester game? No. Looks like he's ran out of fuel. There's just what I've realised about Ole is just you see top managers, Klopp, Pep, when their team is losing or something's not going right with the team, and it goes into a half-time break. You can see the team, whatever they say, these top quality managers, the team comes out and they just switch. Whereas with Manchester United, we come out after half-time and it's just the same old. So clearly something's not happening right in the dressing room, and obviously that's down to the manager. But yeah, I can see that these next few games is going to be very crucial to see if Ole stays or not.
So looking ahead to this weekend, it's your old rivals Liverpool. What is it about this fixture that's so heated? Because I look at this as a more fiercer rivalry even than the Manchester rivalry. As a neutral fan, I think this is the bigger derby. Would you agree with me on that one? And obviously looking at the team Liverpool have got at the moment, what threat do you think they bring? And do you think this is an ideal time to be playing them to try and get your team fired back up and playing the way they should be?
Manchester United and Liverpool, everyone's known that's been one of the big clashes for Man United. Like I agree with you as well. There is no really history with Man City. It's always been Man United versus Liverpool, Man United versus Arsenal. There's been a lot of tension between them clubs, and yeah, I think to be honest, this game on Sunday is going to be huge. I think Liverpool's going to come out strong. Obviously, great players: Salah, Mane, Firmino, Jota. But with Man United, the thing is, when we are under pressure, we turn up. And like I can see us, I don't know, to be honest, we could get a shock result and then everyone's gonna be like, wow, Ole's at the wheel. But then the next following week we could come back with a crazy loss. But yeah, you never know with derbies, both teams give it their all, and whoever turns up, that they will win the game. Right now, that derby coming up, I think it is good for Manchester United, because obviously if we get a win, it always gives you a boost when you win against a big rival. So hopefully we can get the win, and it gives us that boost to push on to the next few interesting games we've got coming up.
Now, just looking at the game itself, Shahan, how do you see this game playing out, and what is your score prediction for the game, mate?
Yeah, Manchester United versus Liverpool, looking at a very, very, very interesting game. Obviously, it's going to be highly watched by people around the world. Lots of tackles, lots of blood, sweat, and tears. Both teams are going to give it the all. I can see this, to be honest. It's a tough one because it could go either way. You've got Liverpool who are crazy on form. They're just clicking. A great manager in Klopp. However, Manchester United under pressure right now. Ronaldo got top players. You don't know how it will turn out, but to be honest, I can see this going down the middle. I'll take a draw with a 1-1. I can see this going literally down the middle with a 1-1 draw.
Okay, thank you, Shahan. We're now going to listen to Liverpool fan Ren with his preview and prediction for the game itself from a Liverpool perspective.
Hi, Daddy and the Dons. Thanks for having me again. This game on the weekend is definitely going to be a cagey one. I think it's going to be cagey in the first half, but then in the second half, I think we would have both felt each other out and go for it. I think this game's going to be closer than people think, because they think Man U's latest run of form is going to come into this weekend. That will never happen when it's against us and it's a derby. They're going to be perked and ready to go. One of the ways I'm going to see how the game potentially can go on the weekend is by seeing how they perform against Atlanta, because they play similar to us by pressing and obviously attacking at fast pace. But the players I would say I'm weary of is Greenwood, Rashford now he's back, and obviously Ronaldo and Bruno. If we can just attack the midfield and score a few goals fast in the first half to quiet the crowd, I think it will go our way. But we have to be clinical. The way that Mane and Salah have now started passing each other the ball again, I think we are back to the first and second season under Klopp, where they went after specific accolades, or individual accolades, should I say. They're now working as a team again, because I feel that they have realised that everyone's writing us off. So they're now back to that form where they're actually working as a team again. It's looking good. I think the battle will be won in midfield. Whoever controls that will definitely can win the game. if Ollie sticks to what he was doing before in the last game, where there's not a lot of midfielders and they're not tracking, a lot of their players don't track, I think that's where we will win the game, because we will track and obviously be closing down every ball and not allowing them to breathe. But we have to be up and ready for this game. We can't start slow. That is what I don't want to see us starting slow, because that's when all problems start, just by starting slow. We need to be fast out the gates, get this win, and just bring, and then obviously just get this win and just keep rising up the table, because every point counts now. But the only reason, because it's a derby and I know it's going to be very sketchy, I know there's going to be a lot of hard tackles, I know they're not, it will be attacking, but then at the same time weary. I think this game, my prediction, I believe it will be a draw, even though I know Salah is in form of his life. But I have a feeling, based on previous game, I think this will be a draw. Thanks you for having me.
I think the game will be 1-1.
So thank you to Shahan, thank you to Ren. That was our Man United versus Liverpool preview and predictions. Please like and subscribe. We will see you on the next video.